Hello. Uh-oh. I don't have any chapstick. Wait, hold on a second. Hi, guys. Wait. Okay. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? It is another beautiful day, albeit it is a little bit cloudy. Yay! I'm so happy to see you here, Starseed 97. Monique. I'm just going to call you Monique. Is that okay? Welcome, Monique. Excellent. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Happiest of happy Fridays. Good morning. I didn't turn my computer on today, so I've just been enjoying my morning. Do you guys like my bites? Look, do you like my ant stings? One there, and then this big ass one over here on my neck. Can you see it? That's a juicy one. So, last night I channeled for the Patreon collective a really nice energy. It's a continuation of how we have been learning, growing, and expanding. Good morning, Rosalie. It's good to see you, Rosalie. I feel like I haven't seen you here in a while. But anyway, I'm turning my PC on so that I can actually get to the chart to see what's going on in the collective today. But we're learning. There's an energy in the collective right now of learning to handle. Hi, R. Welcome. Happy Friday. Learning how to really navigate the energies that we're experiencing and all the trials and the tribulations and the tests we're experiencing right now. And so that was a really excellent message that I channeled for Patreon for what I'm calling now a baker's moment. I think I told you guys about that yesterday. So if you're on Patreon and you haven't gotten a chance to check that out, go ahead and check that out. And if you would like to join Patreon, I would recommend that you wait. I mean, today's the 17th. I mean, we're only halfway through the month, but if you want to, well, a little over halfway, but if you want to join Patreon, maybe wait until July 1st, because if you were to join now, you will be charged for whatever tier you sign up for now, and then you're going to be charged again on the 1st of July, okay? So if you want to, I recommend, I mean, you could join now if you want, but I recommend maybe waiting until July 1st if you want to join Patreon, only because of the fact that you will be charged twice, technically. I mean, anyway, okay, so, but today I am definitely noticing that it's almost as if the universe or the energies, or I guess we could just say the universe is kind of like testing my resolve in terms of, what it is I'm starting to come to an understanding of. And there have been a lot of little things that have been good morning, good afternoon, you woman, you. There are a lot of little things. Hi, Universal Passage. There are a lot of little things, a lot of nitpicky, little naggy things that have been happening throughout my morning in the form of insects. So like, fighting mosquitoes that have been trying to bite me, and, wanting to be out. Hello, Holly. Like this morning, I was doing my yoga practice, right? My morning yoga. And there was a mosquito in here that was biting me, or at least trying to bite me while I was doing my morning yoga and all that, which is like, you little shit, right? But I wasn't gonna stop doing yoga to like shift my focus and try and hunt this, this mosquito down. Instead, I was just like, fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna keep going. I mean, I have these bites on me now that are distracting me, but whatever, it's just a minor inconvenience. It's not a big deal. Let me continue to focus on what it is I'm intending to focus on right now, which was at the moment, stretching my body, being focused on my breath, getting into the moment, high pages, and starting my day, right? Okay, great. So then I did that, and my next step was to go sit outside, under the cacao tree in my hammock and have some coffee, play a little Hempire. By the way, yesterday I was thinking 555 on the counter. Yesterday I was thinking of sharing my player ID in Hempire over on the in the community tab for anybody that actually plays Hempire as well. If you guys want to like connect and everything like that, we can like follow each other and play Hempire together. That would be awesome. Hi Josiah. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll try to remember to do it today. But sit out in the hammock, have some coffee, do a little meditation, enjoy the morning, play a little Hempire, blah blah blah, and I was doing that, and it's my fault for being delicious. Well, it's crazy because the mosquitoes love my blood. Like they love me. Yeah, I don't like citronella. I really do not like citronella. And I've tried it. It really doesn't do that much. I mean, the mosquitoes out here are like super powered. Like these bitches, man, I know I'm just too sweet. These mosquitoes are like on another level, okay, out here in Puerto Rico. So like whatever. So, okay. So, but in order for me to be able to like sit outside and not worry about the swarm of mosquitoes that are going to be trying to bite me, I have to put on long pants, socks, like I have this pair of sweatpants that they are a different breed. They're a tropical, and southern mosquitoes are a totally different breed. But I have this pair of sweatpants that's long enough and tight enough, like elasticy enough, where I literally have to put on socks and then stretch the leg of my pants over my heel to make sure that there is no minuscule amount of bare skin on my ankles so that they don't bite my ankles and everything like that. And I have to wear long sleeves, so either a long sleeve shirt or like a long sleeve hoodie or something like that, just so that I'm not fighting them off all the time. And like it's crazy. I'm laying in the hammock and I look down below me, and there's literally a swarm of them underneath me, like underneath the hammock, like looking for a place to land and bite me. There have even been moments where I've been bold enough to like go out in like a tank top or just like a t-shirt or something, and I'll be laying in the hammock and they'll bite me through the hammock. Like they'll land on my back on the hammock, and they'll be able to get through the fabric of the hammock and get to my skin. Like it's crazy, you guys. So, okay, so I make all my preparations. I do what I need to do. I'm laying outside in the hammock, enjoying my morning. And next thing I know, I feel this sting on my neck. Well, the mosquitoes didn't get me, but the ants did. And it's all these minor, where blue, green, and white, it's less attracted to them. Red and black attracts them. Yes, I've heard that black attracts them. I didn't know red attracts them, but I have heard that black attracts them. Well, yes, I've heard of that as well. Thank you for all of the suggestions, you guys, but that's not the point. That's not the point. And yes, I have heard about the fact that, if you eat garlic, a lot of garlic, it makes your blood, they won't bite you. But that may stop them from like really taking the blood, but it doesn't really stop them from trying. It doesn't stop them from swarming and all that kind of stuff. Like I whatever. That's not the point. The point is, I've been going through my morning. and going through my day and experiencing all of these minor inconveniences, all these, I'm perceiving it as, in the mindset that I'm in right now, I'm perceiving it as, I am surrounded by vegetation, yes, and it's been raining a lot lately. And the rain pools in a bunch of places, and whenever it rains, we deal with a heightened amount of mosquitoes here. Anyway, my perception of all of this has been all these nitpicky little things that would normally throw me off or throw anybody off of my vibration, or a culmination, the buildup of all of that would just could ruin anybody's day, right? But in the energy that I've come to be understanding of, which is mainly what I was talking about in this A Baker's Moment collective reading that I did over on Patreon, in which I was channeling the fact that 1111 on the counter, that we're kind of learning the lesson, or the lessons, we're getting it. We're able to apply what it is we've been starting to understand, which makes perfect sense, because I just looked at the chart. The moon is in Capricorn right now. And Capricorn is about practical application, very similar to Taurus. Capricorn is more of a cardinal energy. Hello, Kemwa. Capricorn is a cardinal energy, so it's more of trailblazing and all that kind of stuff, creating new momentum, going in new directions, trying new things, and starting new disciplines and new processes to only be solidified later as you continue to do it more. So I've just been in this mindset of, yeah, okay, I have to do all these. It's ironic that I moved to a place where I could be surrounded by nature, but I can't be out in nature without, hello, Shauna, without having to fight off all these bloodsuckers and all of these parasites and all of these other minor inconveniences and all that stuff. Like, I can't just go out and enjoy the outdoors without worrying about it. I have to put on long sleeves. I have to put on long pants. I have to make sure I'm not sitting where there are a bunch of ants or some shit. Like, I have these fucking chickens to deal with. Like, it's very ironic. But with all of that said, I'm also consciously keeping myself in a mindset of, yeah, okay, all these minor inconveniences happen. I'm fighting off the mosquitoes, and then I end up getting stung by ants anyway, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? That's not going to ruin my mood. That's not going to ruin my morning. Yes, this hurt. It stung, and yes, the mosquito bites are itchy and inconveniencing, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because I am going to continue to focus on the joy of the experience. I'm going to focus on the happiness. I'm going to focus on keeping my mind. I'm going to focus on keeping my. Thank you for the suggestion, guys, but that is not the point. Please listen to the point. Thank you. I appreciate the suggestions, but that's not the point. It's about keeping my mind focused. And even this right now is enough. Keeping my mind focused on what is really important. And what's really important is staying in that vibration of bliss, staying in that vibration of happiness, staying in that vibration of not allowing these minor inconveniences to throw you off of your vibration, or throw you off of your placement, and to persevere no matter what. Don't let it get you down. And from certain points of view, you could see it as, oh, well, it's these little things that are trying to get me, that are, why do I have off your throne? Yeah, why are all these things trying to get me, and rah, rah, rah? Or you could see, I actually started to see it as a test. Hello, Illy Muse. I'm starting to see it as a test. I'm starting to see it as a challenge. Are you going to allow these minor inconveniences to get you down, or are you going to keep moving forward? Are you going to stay on your throne? Are you going to stay in your high vibration? Are you going to remember where it is you're trying to go, what it is you're trying to do, how it is? Are you going to remember how it is you are choosing to feel? Because remember, it is still a choice. You can either choose to stay in the vibration that you're trying to stay in, or you can choose to allow these minor inconveniences to throw you off. It's literally a choice. No one else is, okay, so all of these external circumstances that are literally outside of my control. I can't control the mosquitoes. I can't control the ants. I definitely can't control the chickens, right? But I can control how I feel about it. I can control how I react to it. I can control whether I react to it or not, but I can control also how I respond to it. That is the power that you have. And when you allow yourself to be thrown off by those things, you are actively giving your power away to those external circumstances, right? So that's been my morning. Let's see. So in terms of the chart here, yeah, the moon is in Capricorn right now. Response versus reaction. Yeah, that's great. And the number synchronicities have been off of the chain, you guys. So that only is confirming to me that this is feeling that I'm going in the right direction. There's 555 again. Yep, 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 yep. Rising above the blocks. This week, the messages you've gotten and you've channeled, that I've gotten and you've channeled with friends have had you thinking about symbiosis, eliminating parasitic and competitive energies. Yeah, you woman, you. Yes, that's really interesting. You're right, it's not about competition. It never really was about competition, but the nature of three-dimensional reality has kind of pushed humanity into this survival of the fittest type of energy, which then naturally our egos took that and started to feel adrenaline, got that adrenaline rush off of that. And so now I love competition, but I'm not trying to compete with anybody. And then the parasitic energies. Yes, I agree with you on the parasitic energies. My thing about that, because I would love to eliminate parasitic energies, and yet parasitic circumstances, and yet part of me, it's like why have mosquitoes been created? Why have they evolved? Like hi Charlotte, what do mosquitoes add to the ecosystem? You know what I mean? Do we even know, how do they, sure, there are other insects and other life or organisms, life forms and whatnot, whatever, that eat them, but what do they actually contribute to the environment or to the ecosystem? What do they, like, why do they exist? I don't know. It's an interesting thing. And the reason I say that is because part of me is like, okay, well, they exist anyway, so why work to get rid of them? But at the same time, I would love to get rid of them. Yes, they're additional food for birds, but that's it. Interesting. Okay. Dark energies were bothering you, all gone now, but enough. Okay. Yeah, and that's what we're talking about here. Yeah, the dark energies might want to try, but like I used to see them as dark energies. And I'm not telling you how you should or shouldn't see them, because it took me some time to really change my perspective here, to find a reason and understanding to change it. But I don't really look at them as dark entities or energies anymore. I look at them as source expressing itself in some ways that are bringing me a challenge, bringing me a test, bringing me something to work on. Frogs too. Yes, frogs and fish will eat them as well. Okay. They do feed birds and other insects. Yeah, spiders eat them. Maybe they limit population through oh, well, see, that's a good point, you woman, you. Maybe they do. That is very possible. That is very possible. Yes. They help to limit population by spreading disease. Yes. That makes perfect sense. That makes a lot of sense. So anyway, that's been my morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday to you. Let me move this. You guys can hear me properly, correct? That's all I really have to start out with. So why don't we start getting into the reading for today? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Aha! So you have a bird that's just been squawking, squawking, squawking. It's a test for you to overcome. There you go. Charlotte, you started thinking about that, how if there's only one source, then what is this dark energy? Yeah. I mean, it is, I mean, especially in terms of duality, which is what we experience here in this dimension, mainly, that's a major part of our dimension here, or our existence here. In there is light and dark, in some cases good or bad, positive, negative. But even still, like, darkness doesn't have to be bad. Darkness isn't intrinsically evil. It's just the opposite of dark represents the feminine, light represents the masculine, and it doesn't have to be bad or evil. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to give this 2 more shuffles, and then we are going to get into the card reading for the day. Thank you, God Source Creator, for bringing us all together in this time to connect, to vibe with one another, and to receive your messages and guidance. Thank you so much for your clarity, your guidance, and your love. Yeah. And keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It's also a timeless reading. Yes. Welcome to the sip. All right, here we go. What's going on? What messages do we have for the collective today, please, Spirit? Ooh. There it is. And I got it. Look, I got it. I got it. There it is. Blood and all. Like, it was literally in the middle of biting me. I felt a little sting on my ankle, and there was the little sucker. Sucker, fucker, whatever you want to call it, right? Okay. So here we go. Message for today's collective reading. And this is right in line with, oh wait, it's part of duality consciousness. You tend to refer to the 7 hermetic laws when you find yourself asking this question. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, here we go. This is right in line with what we are talking about here. We have the Lovers, the Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. Yeah? Overall energy is judgment. Is judgment. Hello, Mel. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to focus on the reading now. All right. So this is right in line with what we're talking about here. You have a choice. You have a choice. And that choice is how you are going to feel. Okay, how it is you're going to feel, or a choice to be aware of your emotions is what this really feels like here with the Queen of Cups, because then you have the 9 of Wands. And I feel like the 9 of Wands represents that resistance, represents that fight or flight mode, represents the energies of, you know, getting into small certain circumstances in which it grinds your gears or it ruffles your feathers, and that only serves to ruffle you up even more, or want to fight back even more, or want to resist even more. And there's an energy here with this Queen of Cups here, and the Lovers, and then also Judgment at the bottom of the deck. It feels like here there is a reality, or there is a call. There's a call right now for some of us to focus on our feelings, observe our reactions, observe the way that we react and or respond to the circumstances in our lives that keep us in this resistant type of energy, 9 of Wands. You literally don't have to resist against anything at all, is what this feels like here. Okay, I did just hear resistance is futile. You guys, are you guys familiar with that phrase? It's from Star Trek. Is it Deep Space Nine with the Borg? resistance is futile. Resisting against the Borg is futile. But it's not what that is, what spirit means by that, or what that phrase means in context, in the context of this situation or this circumstance. Yes, what you resist persists. Exactly. It's just a waste of time and a waste of energy, because instead of all of this resistance, what it is would serve you better is to focus on how you feel in a given circumstance or situation. And depending on what that understanding delivers for you, okay, what you come to understand about what you're feeling or how something is causing you to feel, or your natural emotional reaction to something or response to something, when you have an understanding of what that is, then ultimately you have an upper hand in terms of the situation. Otherwise, if you're just in this energy here, okay, 555 on the counter yet again, if you're just in this energy here, you are actively depleting yourself and or giving your power away to the circumstance by continuing to resist against it. But when you get a clear understanding of the situation for yourself on an emotional level, that's when you can take your power back and have the upper hand in the situation, and then make the appropriate changes in your life to either remove yourself from the situation, eradicate the situation altogether. Over time, potentially. I don't feel like it's something that's necessarily in all cases just going to be immediately done. It may be something you have to work towards, but at least you have an understanding of what it is you want to work towards instead of just resisting against the situation. This is your place of power here, the Queen of Cups, your emotional awareness. This is your place of power here. This is a place of lack of power. This is a place, what is the word that I want to use there? I'm not sure I have the appropriate or the proper vocabulary word to speak to the opposite of your place of power. What would that be, you guys? Your place of powerlessness. Okay. Powerlessness. And then, right, the 10 would be surrender. Okay. So, however this is resonating for you, I do feel like what we're talking about here, for some of you here, maybe someone that may not be watching this live or something like that. But for some of you here, I feel like this is a specific situation that you are dealing with. Ultimately, overall, you know, this is a lesson for you. This is a situation in which you can gain some sort of higher awareness or deeper understanding or knowledge that you can take with you as you move forward. But for somebody, or for a group of people here, or for some, this feels like a specific circumstance that you have been butting heads with for some time. So strange that this energy represents your past and manifests as nicotine. That's interesting, Josiah. You know what I've understood about and this might be a little bit of a tangent, but what I've understood about my relationship with nicotine has been when I really started working on what was going on within my heart. I had to me not smoking, not taking nicotine in regularly was a result of me really starting to allowing myself to feel what it is I'm really going through, and feel it from an objective point of view, to allow myself to slip out of the victim mentality, and to just really start to, in some cases, take responsibility for certain things, but really take responsibility for how I'm feeling, and no longer resisting letting certain things go. Now, this is just my experience. I'm not saying that's how it has to be for you, but what my experience with nicotine has been is, and now I would just consider myself, oh look, there's another one. Now I would just consider myself a recreational smoker, because like, I don't even want I don't have that craving to smoke anymore. And I used to say, oh, well, I'm channeling, so I need to smoke. No, that I found that that's not really the case. I found that I channel all the time, and I don't actually have to smoke afterwards. I do when I'm out with my friends, like last night. I ended up hanging out and having some drinks with friends last night. But when I'm in those settings, okay, I'll have a cigarette or two. But like, and I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. It is what it is. I'm out having a good time and enjoying time with my friends. I want a cigarette, I'm gonna have a cigarette. But now that I've really been taking responsibility and taking ownership of my feelings, I find that I don't crave nicotine anymore. And it's interesting because nicotine was never for me, it was never a substance addiction. It was more of a reaction. It was more of a habit. It was a way of coping. It was literally a coping mechanism because my heart was so closed off and so clogged up with all kinds of damage and whatnot, whatever, that I used nicotine to basically to mask it, to mask what I'm sorry. You guys you see me looking, right? I'm watching this mosquito fly around that I've now lost track of, but I'll find it. A means to an end for coping. Yep. Yeah, please take that with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to say what it has to be for you. That's what it is for me. You know what I mean? That's what it has been for me. But I feel like whatever it is we're talking about here, this is a specific, that's what alcohol is for you. Yeah. And then became coping. And now you're addressing your feelings and not using drinks to mask things. Exactly. So what I feel like we're talking about here in this reading is, I do feel like this is something specific for somebody here that you've been resisting against. Here we go. Who is that? That's Lester. That is Lester. I swear to you guys, I know this is another tangent, but I swear, y'all remember they were popping off during our session yesterday, and then literally as soon as the session ended and I ended the live stream, they all left, and they were all right here, right behind me in my neighbor's yard, right over on the other side of that fence. That's Lester. Right on the other side of that fence, all congregating, all popping off, doing their thing. And then as soon as the session ended, they all left and they went back into the woods or wherever anyway, so sorry guys, total tangents. But the message here is that your resistance is futile, okay? Maybe, I don't know. All I know is from my point of view, it's loud, it's annoying, they're screaming at me, and part of me feels like it's disrespectful. But like, whatever, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let me finish what I'm saying here with this reading. There is something specific that you have been resisting against. And instead of resisting against it and pushing against it and trying to, there may even be some level of revenge going on here, or wanting to get revenge, some sort of vengeful or spiteful energy in terms of this. I feel like for somebody here, in terms of this situation that you've been resisting against or pushing back against, I feel like there's a level of pettiness and spite in terms of why you're pushing back like this, why you're not stepping out of the situation and focusing on your feelings in terms of it. And for somebody here, focusing on your feelings will help you reveal what this situation really means for you. It's not about the external circumstances. It's not about the other people. It's not about the situations that you have control or a lack of control over. It's really about, what does this mean for you? Some of you guys, or somebody here, is resisting against the lesson in this situation. And because it involves certain people that you may have a negative history with, a long-term negative history with, or it involves you needing to take responsibility for something within yourself, or it involves you needing to recognize something within yourself. It feels like that's what somebody here may actually be resisting against. But ultimately, with all of that said, all of that is a choice. This is literally a choice. The Lovers. And it's showing up as the Lovers and not the Two of Wands, because this is a choice of what is actually best for you. And in terms of this situation, somebody here or whomever really is resonating with this situation, with this reading in context of a specific circumstance in their life, or just overall in general, like in terms of what we were talking about in the beginning of this session, in terms of me choosing not to give in and not to allow myself or my emotional balance to slip to the negative. It feels like here, if you are resisting, or when you get resistant to these energies, you are choosing vice. You are choosing to fight back. But instead, what is best for you is to choose virtue and to choose understanding your feelings in terms of the situation. And specifically for some of you, more specifically for some of you, what this situation actually means for you. And what I mean by that is, what does this make you feel? What are the emotions that this is drawing up for you? And why is that there? Or what is that indicating for you? What is that showing you that you need to heal, or that you need to accept, or that you need to work on shifting within yourself so that this situation doesn't present a circumstance in which you do have to feel like you have to resist against it or push back against it? Overall energy is judgment, a wake-up call, or a call to change something or observe something or see something clearly or see something differently. But again, in order for you to do that, you have to focus on your feelings, your emotions, and you have to take ownership of them. You have to take responsibility for them. And I know that's a hard phrase to deal with, but you do. The Lovers is the card that represents the mosquito. Yeah. Excellent, 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 you guys. All right, so let's move forward here. Let's get some clarity going on. Yeah, let's clarify some things. There it is. I missed. Now, I'm still struggling with this part of the situation. Like I said, last night, I ended up meeting up with some friends for drinks. And me and one of my friends was talking about, she just like sprayed her whole apartment down. She just moved to a new apartment and she just sprayed the whole thing down. Yeah, they're screaming. Those are the roosters. That's a sound that they make. I found that's a sound that they make when there seems to be some sort of threat around. Like if there were to be a hawk flying around, there have been a few times where there's been a hawk around, and it's kind of like hunting something over us. And when the hawks are like close, are not like flying high up, but when they're a little lower to the ground, and one of the new roosters notices, they make that like screaming type of sound. It's almost like a warning. But a lot of what they're doing, it feels like, I don't even know what it is, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, I don't know. Danger? There's danger around or something? I don't know. Who the fuck knows, man? Those roosters, honestly, maybe it is a bigger message for us. I don't know. I really tend not to pay too much attention to them any longer, just because they just seem like whiny babies to me. You know what I mean? Like, get over yourselves. Hey, Daily Dose, welcome in. All right, let's get some clarity. They're punk ass bitches, those roosters. I don't mind the hens, and I definitely don't mind the hens with the babies. Like I do not, the young chickens, the young ones and the babies and the cute little ones. There's another chicken that just had, or another hen that just had another round of eggs hatch. And there are these tiny little black puffballs running around with, they are the cutest thing ever. I don't touch them. I don't harass them. I do not chase them. There have been these two young, I think they're hens, but I've been watching them grow lately. These two specific ones that are always around, walking around together. And they've been coming up to, like, in my area, in the back of where my apartment is, and just eating things. And I don't chase them away. I do not chase them away. I do not send them negative vibes. I try to send them welcoming vibes because they're young. They're young. They're just eating. Like, there's no reason to chase them away. But the roosters, the grown, like, adult roosters, not even the adolescent ones, not, because it's crazy, because when you look at them, you can tell who's like a preteen and who's like in their mid to late 20s or some shit. Like, it's crazy. You can see it. But the roosters that crow, I chase them away because they're disrespectful punks. But the rest of them, I leave them be. And I swear to God, you guys, sometimes I feel so guilty about this, but when I chase the roosters away, watching them run away in fear is one of the most hilarious things I have. There are times, just thinking about it makes me laugh. Like, there are times where I have to stop myself. It's like, Eric, stop laughing. That's not nice. That's really mean. But just watching them, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I mean, they're funny. Just watching them anyway. Just watching them. They're funny looking creatures anyway. But watch it, and it's not as funny when the hens run away. But when the roosters run, I mean, it is gut busting. So it's so funny. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the reading. Gut busting. But see, the other thing, and like, if it were just them crowing, that would be one thing. But they also get quite rapey. And I know I've said this before, but like, there are moments where I hear them off in the distance and I hear the hens screaming in fear and pain because these roosters are getting all there are moments where like 3 of them will tag team one hen, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? That's happened in the backyard, and it's pissed me off, and I've chased them away because of it. Like that, it's so disrespectful. And I understand they're wild animals, okay? They have brains the size of a pea. Like, I get it. I get it, but like, that is not an energy that I will tolerate in my space. Period. It's not. It's not. And that's mostly why I chase the roosters away and I leave the hens. The hens are fine. It's the roosters that are the problem in my eyes. But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, that would be great, Blue Fame. That would be so much fun. It is gross. It's so gross. And like, there are even some hens that I've seen that like their feathers they look like they have like a skin problem or something. Like, they have all these bald patches from getting raped. It's disrespectful. Period. Notice how they've gone silent. Anyway, let's get back into this reading, shall we? Yeah. Last shuffle here. What I want to start with in terms of clarification, one last shuffle. There we go. Okay. What I want to start here in terms of clarification, I want to start with the 9 of Wands. What is it that we were resisting against? Can we clarify this resistant energy, please, Spirit? Clarify the 9 of Wands, please. Okay. All right, so In terms of this situation, I do feel like it's something specific. For some people here, or for someone that's resonating with this reading, I do feel like it's something specific. It could be a relationship with your father. It could be a relationship with a masculine, okay? Whether it's your father or not. This could be your boss. It could be, it doesn't have to symbolize a person either. It could just represent an energy. Wow, it could represent an energy here. What you have, let me show you what you have before I go any further. You have the Six of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles could represent a specific person in your life. It could be an authoritative figure. It could be a masculine energy. It could be your father, a grandfather. It could be a boss. It also could be a level of materialism. It could be a level of, it could represent, this King of Pentacles could represent an energy also, like the energy of stubbornness, again, of resistance. It could be an energy of needing to let go of some sort of belief or some sort of mindset that someone or you seem to be heavily rooted in. I do feel like this King of Pentacles may overall, even if this doesn't represent a person, I feel like this King of Pentacles really does represent, for the most part, a level of stubbornness, a lack of ability or a lack of desire to give up. This King of Pentacles could also represent an energy of egoicness, okay? Because overall, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Wands, but the Six of Wands is reversed. And like I say all the time, I don't leave my cards in the deck to live in reverse. So this got put back in the deck by accident in reverse, and now it's showing up here in reverse, but it's showing up in reverse for a real reason. First of all, so that I can flip it back over, but also because it's representing a level of defeat. The Six of Wands in reverse would represent loss, or because it would represent the opposite of what the Six of Wands upright would represent, which is victory. For you, it's your own masculine energy, okay? Absolutely, all right? Definitely, and in terms of that also could be another level of egoicism or the ego in terms of your own personal masculine energy, okay? But then also it's defeat. You are, or somebody here, for whomever is resonating with this, what you're really resisting against is defeat. Underneath the Six of Wands, which is reversed, is the Nine of Wands again, and this is exactly the card that we're clarifying here, okay? And this does require a level of self-reflection, because underneath this Nine of Wands is in fact the Hermit to the Page of Wands, to the Five of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. But really, what's most relevant here is this Page of Wands and the Hermit. In order for you to, what needs to happen here, the judgment call that is being made, or the judgment call, that the wake-up call, or the time to shift, or this time to, what you're being called to is to shift your awareness, to also shift the way that you approach this situation. Change who you are in relation to this circumstance. But don't freak out, because I'm not saying to you that the person or the being that you are intrinsically within yourself is wrong and that you need to change who you are. I would never say that to you. What I am saying, what Spirit is saying here, is you need to change who you are or how you show up to this situation. You need to change who you are in relation to this circumstance. And you're being called to change who you are in relation to this circumstance into a version of yourself, which in reality is more authentic, a version of yourself that serves you better. that serves your highest good. Because resisting this situation in this way, just to resist a level of defeat, is not serving you, is not beneficially serving you in any way. It is serving you in terms of helping you to learn a lesson here, helping you to helping to facilitate a level of expansion, a level of self-awareness, a level of maturity. But really, what you're dealing with, or what this situation is a lose-lose situation, quite frankly. At least in terms of how you are relating to it right now. Okay? Okay. Excellent. I hope this is making sense. Yes, there is absolutely a level of acceptance that's needed here. Lorraine. Interesting, Lorraine. Wow. Thank you for that, though. Thank you. Okay. Yes, blue flame. That's an excellent way of putting it. Acceptance. And that's really what this Queen of Cups represents here. The Queen of Cups, in terms of this situation, definitely represents becoming emotionally aware, becoming aware of what this circumstance or situation truly means for you, outside of the individuals that are involved, outside of the specifics of the situation that your ego is getting caught up in. What do you need to accept within yourself, or what do you need to accept about this situation and what that means for you in order for you to overcome it? Yes? I do feel like there is a level of spite here. For somebody here, or some people in which this this reading or this message resonates for, you are resisting this. You are having such a hard time with this because of some of these specific individuals that are involved here. You don't want those individuals to win, or to seemingly have come out on top in terms of this, because now you are, in essence, surrendering. But what you need to understand about this situation is that your level of surrender is not a defeat, because you're up against this energy, the Five of Swords, okay? And the best way, really the only way to deal with the Five of Swords energy is to lay down your sword and back away slowly. Stop fighting. Because the more you fight, the worse it's going to get, the more you're going to become damaged or bruised or sliced up, or what, like the more you fight against this, the more hurt you are going to end up. And nobody is going to, I mean, yes, you may have people that help you triage here and there, but really healing from that is your responsibility. So riddle me this. Would you rather cut your losses and stop fighting now to reduce the amount of damage you sustain? Or do you want to keep fighting with this, coming out on the other side of it, battered and bruised and real fucked up? You know what I mean? It's been hard in situations that were explosive to let it go. But yes, I know that, girl. Don't I know? And let me tell you something. I am all fire, right? I am an Aries sun, a Leo moon, and a Leo rising, okay? So just the Leo moon and rising energy can make me very prideful. Very, very prideful at times. One of my biggest lessons and hardest lessons to really get comfortable with, I'm not saying it's really all that much easier to do, but what the hardest thing for me to get comfortable with was needing to recognize that even though in certain situations I feel like I've been wronged, I still have some sort of responsibility to take for that. Whether that be I need to take responsibility or ownership for my reaction that tended to be way too much, like blown way out of proportion, or I needed to take responsibility for the fact that for some of the reality of how I found myself in that situation to begin with. Like, it's not all the other person's fault. I am not always, rarely am I ever immaculate. Rarely are any of us ever immaculate in a situation. You know what I mean? There you go. But there is an effect of that Queen of Cups energy, right? Don't let it bother you. Okay, let's talk more about the Queen of Cups. Can you clarify, what do you want to say about the Queen of Cups for the collective, please, Spirit? Okay. Clarify the Queen of Cups. Interesting. This Queen of Cups energy absolutely represents a level of healing, okay? Because number one, the Queen of Cups can represent a healing energy. The Queen of Cups could represent an individual that is a healer, okay? But also the healing comes from the clarification in the star. Okay, the star does represent wish fulfillment, and I feel like on a deep level, maybe on a somewhat of a subconscious level, your wish, your real true wish, your desire is to be free from this situation altogether. Okay, but your ego is making that really, really difficult for you to achieve, because your ego there is providing this level of resistance to 55 on the counter. It's providing a level of resistance to doing what it is really needed to do in order for you to heal from this situation. This level of resistance, which is driven by an egoic sense of awareness or egoic reality, is only causing you to keep this situation going and going and going. And that's this Page of Swords in reverse. But what you also have here is the Knight of Swords. So clarifying the Queen of Cups, you have the Star to the Knight of Swords to the Page of Swords. But the Page of Swords is reversed. And the Page of Swords reversed represents that petty energy that keeps the fight going. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The Knight of Swords is not the best energy a lot of the time either. The Knight of Swords can be sometimes even worse than the Page of Swords, because the Knight of Swords can represent a level of shoot first, ask questions later. But the Knight of Swords is mature enough to look you dead in the eye and say, I don't give a flying fuck what you have to say or what your position is. I'm gonna cut you down anyway. The Page of Swords at least is naive, or has the potential to be naive enough to not really be aware of what they're doing, to not really be aware of the consequences of their actions or the consequences of their pettiness, to not really be aware of how your reaction or their reaction or their stance that they're taking or the action that they're taking really affects not only themselves but the other people around. The Knight of Swords is a very different energy. The Knight of Swords often is mature enough to at least be able to perceive of, or even to be able to have the foresight enough to be aware of how something may be affecting other people. But the thing about the Knight of Swords is he'll do it anyway. Okay, but that's not what the Knight of Swords represents here. The Knight of Swords in this situation actually represents a level of maturity, which would, and this is also partially why the Page of Swords is in reverse, because the Page of Swords in reverse here, technically in terms of this situation, represents leaving the pettiness behind, leaving the arguing for the sake of arguing behind, leaving the energies of trying to find a reason to argue or fire back or respond or retaliate, leaving that behind, and instead being mature enough to come out with the Knight of Swords with the forcefulness and the energy and strength of the Knight of Swords to cut the situation altogether, to stop the situation altogether. I heard to nip the situation in the bud, and that is what will help you heal. Ultimately, that is what will help you get to the point that you actually want to be at, which is healing, which is being relieved of the situation altogether. Is this making sense? I hope this is making sense. Okay. But that takes emotional awareness. That takes really truly diving into what it is you're feeling and how this situation makes you feel, or what this situation really represents for you. Because a lot of the time, most of the time in these situations, it's not about the external individuals. It's not even really about the specific circumstances. There is something deeper involved here that has given rise to this situation or circumstance to begin with, that you need to become aware of so that you can heal it and essentially not have to deal with those types of situations or circumstances anymore. But that takes a level of self-awareness and taking responsibility for what it truly means for you, okay? Overall energy clarifying the Queen of Cups is the Chariot. Balancing out. Being emotionally aware enough to balance your emotions so that you can drive yourself forward and not stall out or not have to deal with a flat tire or something like that, because the Chariot can be represented by the archetype or the image of a car. And in essence, what's going on here is your car or your vehicle is unable to get you where it is you want to go because you've got a flat tire because of this circumstance, or you have a gasket that's blown because of this circumstance, or you have to replace your battery, or your battery is dead, or you need an oil change, or there's no oil in your engine whatsoever, or you need coolant because your car is overheating or something like. There is something going on here that is keeping you from moving forward, that is keeping your vehicle from functioning. But, and let's keep with this analogy. This is your vehicle. Okay, you can sit there and blame that pothole all you want for blowing your tire. Ultimately, you are going to have to step up and take the action to change the tire or to fix the tire so that you can keep moving. Make sense? Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just wanted to clarify the Lovers, right? And so I picked up the deck and I was just handling the deck and the Chariot fell out, and look at what is underneath the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. The Lovers. If you want to get moving, if you want to keep your vehicle functioning, you have to choose to do the maintenance. You have to choose to handle the upkeep. Otherwise, your vehicle is going to be deteriorated to the fact where it's not even going to be drivable anymore. Like, there's no amount of fixing that you are going to be able to do to get that thing functioning again. You're just going to have to get a new car at that point, which is going to be more, that it's going to cost you more than if you had just chosen to do the upkeep that was necessary in the moment. It is all a choice, you guys. It is all a choice. Got it. They're doing it again. Did you hear that? And that's all because of the sound that I made with my hands. It was a threat. That is a threat. Ah. All right. Let's clarify the Lovers further. What else do you want to say about the Lovers, please, Spirit? Would you look at that? Okay. So the Lovers is clarified by the Ten of Cups. Excellent, excellent. The Lovers is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Wands, and a certain card that's at the bottom of the deck. But I want to say this first, because the Ten of Cups is the first card that I saw. And what I heard was, just choose happiness. Excellent. See, that's great, Drip Cart. That is perfect. You would rather fix your car than remain stuck in the reality you find yourself in. And that is exactly what this is saying, or what Spirit is saying right here. Just choose happiness. I mean, okay, all right, okay. And then Spirit backtracked a little bit, and they were like, all right, look, don't let us tell you what to do. We're not trying to tell you what to do. And then they said, don't you want to be happy? 10 of Cups. Like, forget the stupid, petty little bullshit aspect of this situation. Ultimately, don't you just want to be happy? I just saw 444 on the counter. Don't you want to be happy? I mean, if that's the case, then just choose happiness. And instead of choosing to cycle with this again, lay down the differing of opinion, lay down the fight, lay down the argument, and just choose to be happy. And with that choice, just do what it takes for you to be happy. Overall energy, Queen of Swords. There it is, right there. Don't you want to be happy? Because this circumstance, this situation doesn't make you happy. Forget about them. Forget about who's right or wrong. Forget about feeling defeated, or forget about taking that L. So what? So it looks like on the surface, or in reality, it looks like they won. It looks like they came out on top. But who the fuck cares? Because really, they didn't win. Because when you really think about it, the way that they are acting, and quite frankly, the way you may be acting in the situation, is not a good look for anybody. Okay, so then you're like, you know what? I really don't even want to do this with you any longer. So let it be whatever it is it's going to be. And I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to go to the other side of the situation, or I'm going to go to my room, or I'm going to go to the opposite end of reality. And I'm going to have to sit there, and I'm going to have to lick my wounds a little bit. But you know what? I'll be okay. While homeboy or homegirl over here is having some sort of celebration because, yeah, I came out on top. I beat that motherfucker. I did this, that, and the third. I got real dirty with it. I got real low and backhanded with it too, didn't I? What do you think that looks on them? How do you think that makes them look? And how do you think it makes all the people that are keying over them, over there with them, how do you think that makes them look too? It's not a good look, I can assure you. You don't want to be a part of that, right? You don't want to end up looking like them, do you? Hell nah. Nip that shit in the bud. Queen of Swords. Point blank period. Okay? Hello, Miss Lady. Now, for all the shit that I give these roosters, they often work to protect the hens. And like from a logical point of view, from a hierarchical point of view, within their community, I do see how the hens and the chicks garner protection from the roosters. But also, to a certain extent, the roosters, I have found, kind of take advantage of that. They get power hungry. Again, they have brains the size of a pea, so it's not even like they really are conscious enough to be like, let me abuse this power. But like from my perspective, from my point of view, they just take it overboard. Anyway, I needed to be fair, to be balanced, I needed to throw that out there, okay? I feel like I want to pull a little bit more from the clarifying deck just to close out this reading, just to close out this energy, okay? Closing message, Spirit, what do you want to say to close this out? Oh my God, yes. 2 more cards, please. How do you want to close this out? Well, there you go. Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, check it out. Closing message here is the Sun with the Hanged Man, the 8 of Swords in reverse, and finally, last but not least, not the Lovers, but the 2 of Wands. There you go. This is a choice. How and what the Two of Wands represents here in terms of this situation is, how do you want to move forward? Because yes, the Two of Wands officially represents a choice, so does the Lovers. But the Lovers represents a choice on a spiritual level. The Lovers represents a choice of what is actually best for you, energetically, we'll say. In terms of the Two of Wands, the Two of Wands represents, how do I want to move forward? What's my plan of action? Where do I actually want to go? How am I actually going to move, right? How do you want to move? How do you want to move forward? And ultimately, the closing message here is, you have the clarity that you need, or you have the opportunity to gain the clarity and the change in perspective that you need, the Sun with the Hanged Man, to break you out of this prison, this mental prison, this confining energy, the Eight of Swords, in reverse. But what you are going to have to do is focus on you. The Queen of Cups, also the Hermit energy. The Hermit did come out as a clarifier, or as part of the clarifier, but you're going to have to face your emotions here. You're going to have to face how you truly feel here. You're also going to have to face what this situation is really trying to show you within yourself. Because again, it has nothing to do with the external circumstances, the people, or the situations. This is all about what's going on within you. Okay? So in order for you to gain this clarity, in order for you to gain the awareness and the change in perspective that's going to break you free, you have to see you have to be aware of, you have to be willing to see what's really going on within you. And from there, you will be able to choose how oh my God, you guys, you are going to be able to choose how it is you move forward. The Two of Wands. Take a wild guess. Oh, look, there are the two. Can you see them? You guys see them? Right back here. You probably can't see them too much, but there's a black one and there's like a brownish blonde one. Those are the two that run right there. Those are the two that I see all the time, that always forage together. They're so adorable. Anyway, sorry, tangent. Take a wild guess as to what's underneath the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I don't want to tell you. I want someone to guess. Take a wild guess as to what's underneath the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck right now. You got it, Chrissy. The Lovers. Oh! The Lovers and the Chariot and Strength. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Chrissy got it. The Lovers. The Two of Wands to the Lovers. You are making a choice in how you want to move forward in your best light. And that's going to take taming the ego. Okay. There it is. All right, closing oracle guidance. Closing oracle guidance is coming from the light worker oracle, excuse me. All right. Yes, in terms of true sidereal astrology, however, we are entering into Gemini. The sun is still in Taurus. The sun will be moving into the constellation of Gemini in 3 days on June 20th. But that is in terms of true sidereal astrology, which is what we practice here on Divine Conversations. All right, 2 more shuffles. Closing oracle guidance from the light worker oracle. Please, Spirit, to close out this reading. Last shuffle. Interesting. Okay. You have card number 39, Divine Talents. Interesting. I wonder how this is relevant. But anyway, I'm not here. Take this as it resonates for you guys, okay? You are a talented soul. Over many lifetimes, you have developed your spiritual abilities to channel higher awareness, attract healing energy, and radiate light to uplift the consciousness of those around you. Oh, I get it now. Your divine talents are many and uniquely expressed through you. Your talents do not have to resemble those of another to have their own inestimable value. Do not be afraid to use them. For some of you here, this absolutely has to do with some sort of psychic ability or psychic talents or just your own personal talents here. But what I'm really getting from this is what's highlighted here is your ability to channel higher awareness. So what this kind of means, this speaks to overcoming this like type of ego battle type of energy, because Spirit is trying to, Lester, Spirit is trying to reassure you that you are capable of seeing the bigger picture here, or seeing this from a higher place of awareness. So even though it may be a blow to your ego in certain cases in terms of giving up the fight, you do have the ability to see this from a higher point of view and to learn the lessons that you need to learn in order to overcome this situation. Okay? That's what this really feels like here. Let's see. Okay. Let me read this. Yes, I see that, Blue Flame. I definitely see that. Hi, Priya. Welcome. I want to read this last, paragraph. This oracle also reminds you to do what makes you happy, to chase your sacred bliss and express yourself in the world via the unique and special abilities that the divine has bestowed upon you. When you follow what you love, you are on your life path and you shall succeed, beloved. Yes? Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Priya, you're asking for a reading. Well, this session is a collective reading, but if you would like to get a reading, you are more than welcome to do so. I am available for private readings. Check the information in the description box below where I list all of the readings that I offer. Shoot me an email and I will be more than happy to get you all hooked up. Yes? But not in this session. This session is a collective reading, yeah? But I do private readings if you are interested. Do. I said do. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. All right, anyway, there you have it, guys. Excellent, Mel. I love that. I love that. You're welcome. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. Happy Friday. Yeah, I hope you guys have an excellent weekend. Excellent weekend. You said the same, Diego. Good. I'm glad we can all be like 2-year-olds in the appropriate moments. Yes. Listen to me. I am a sucker for potty humor. Okay. I am very much a boy in that sense. Very much a boy in that sense. All right, guys. I love you all so very much. So very much. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, no longer doing free private readings. Somebody emailed me recently, a few days ago, asking if I do pro bono or free readings, and it's like, and I had to be respectful, but I had to be like, no, I'm sorry, but I do not do private free readings any longer. I would love to get you a reading whenever you have the funds to do it. You know, I would love to do a reading for you, but I just do not do private readings or free readings any longer. I do not do free. I did that for a while. That's how I started. When I first started, before I actually started my channel, I was working at a restaurant and I would, oh, look, there's Joey. I would like at the end of my shift, I would get 2 shift drinks and I would hang out with all my friends. And I would sit there, have my drinks, and do free readings. That was my pro bono work, but that was years ago. That was years ago. That was literally like 4 years ago. No more. It is time for equal reciprocation. Yeah, and I love to barter. I am all about bartering. So if there is some sort of service or something that you could offer in exchange, I would not, why is his high pitched like he Yeah, John. That's one of the other ones that maybe that's a younger one or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm all about bartering. Absolutely. But I'm just not going to do a reading for absolute free. Like that I just cannot do any longer. That's just not a thing. Exactly. Nothing for free unless you're going to market me. Again, bartering. Yep. Yep. You are so welcome, Holly. Oh, thank you. Wow, I really truly appreciate that comment, Holly. I take that to heart, and I humbly thank you for that. Thank you so much. But also, I want you guys to keep in mind that yes, while I am kind of acting as somewhat of a spiritual teacher, you guys also teach me, okay? Straight up and down. Like we teach and we learn and we learn and we teach each other. Yes? Too much energy, expulsion, giving. We basically are doing free collective. Well, I mean, this is okay, wait, hold on. This is basically a free reading, okay? Now, it's not really free because I do make a little bit of money off of, the ads and stuff here on YouTube, but you guys don't have to pay anything for it, okay? The advertisers pay me for that. YouTube YouTube does pay. If you're part of if you're part of the partner program and you get a significant amount of views, like if you get enough views, people can be making bank off of this shit, but you have to get thousands of views. What I've found is that you need thousands of views to really make, like tens of thousands of views to really make any real significant amount of money. Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, it takes a lot of views in order to make money. So there's that. Your balls are shadow banned? I'm so sorry to hear that, John. I'm so sorry, your poor balls. Yeah. Thank you so much, you woman, you. Thank you so very much. I thank you, Charlotte. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for your support. You guys are wonderful. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But hey, that's another element that is out of our control. I have no control over that. I have no control over the messages that come through that I channel for the collective. Like there are a few people that dropped off yesterday because of yesterday's reading, but you know what? Oh well, I have no control over that. I have no control over the views. Like I can sit here and say, smash that like button for me, share this with your friends, do all the things to get the algorithm to pick up. But you woman, you, thank you so much for that donation. But I literally have no control over it. So I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm just gonna focus on doing what I feel called to do, doing what I enjoy doing, because I love doing readings for you guys here. I love connecting with you guys in this way. And I'm just gonna let the universe handle the rest. Yep, that's right, Blue Flame, go for it. That is an effective method. It is an effective method. Yeah, I love you guys. I'm gonna go. I gotta run some errands. I gotta go down to the post office and pick up the package that, actually I should check to see if it's there, but it should be there, that Stella sent. And yeah. And go run some errands, and then I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day as well. I hope you have a fan-friggin-tastic weekend. Thank you so much, Holly. Thank you so much, Holly. Hey, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep it pushing and let the universe handle it. So thank you guys to all of you that are here with me now, that have been rocking and rolling with me since the beginning. I love you all so very much. Even if you haven't been here since the beginning, but you find yourself here now, you are just as valuable. And every one of you are very, very important to me. And I am so grateful and I feel so blessed to have you all to share this thing with, okay? So I love you guys so very much. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go. Mwah, have a great weekend. And I'll speak with you soon, yeah? Take care. Bye.